maybe we took it for granted that once we get to a point, it would be okay, and it just wasn't. I mean, really, it stinks. And sometimes farm life just stinks. This is the fourth time we've taken a beef steer off, if memory serves me correctly, and the process is getting better and better each time. But every time so far, it has been it's a nerve-wracking experience, and I'm just so thankful when when we drop them off and everything's done. I take a big old deep breath, sigh of relief, and I'm thankful that everything has gone smoothly. That was yesterday though, and today is a new day. With the beef steer gone, chores look a little bit differently in the mornings. I guess part of the reason that chores are going to look different this morning is because I've been playing fence roulette, it feels like, for a couple of weeks. This is my most precious pecan tree. Now, there's nothing special about it other than I planted it. We've had some issues with the goats getting out in the back of the fence and all this stuff, so I had to take our electric net fence that we usually use for our boys, our buck and our wethers, and I had to put it up around my orchard, my fruit trees and my blackberry bushes, blueberry bushes, all that stuff. So that's over there. The boys have been spending a lot of time in the barn lately and haven't been out here very much. With the beef steer gone, we can move the boys out into the field again, but I still need my fence around my orchard. But we got to move the boys, and the goats are getting to my pecan tree. The girls are getting in here and have pruned things back a little bit. Now, the saving grace is this tree's getting ready to go into dormancy because it's winter, so that's all good and fine and dandy, no big deal. I'm going to redo this fence. I'm going to steal a couple of these T-posts, and we'll make this bigger, steal a couple of these, use it for the boys, and then the girls will come out. Typically, I guess this isn't going to be an every morning thing now, but it's one of those things that now that the beef steer is gone, the boys can go back out because I don't have to use the poly wire for the beef steer. There's always so much to do. Here we go. And part of redoing this fence is going to include pulling weeds and mulching again. And the grass is growing up really thick, which is fine. No big deal, right? Yeah. Sometimes that trick where you use the T-post driver as the T-post puller, sometimes that works out pretty good, but other times it requires a bit more mechanical advantage. That's where this thing comes in. ended up having kind of a crummy summer with these goats, and we haven't said anything about it on the channel, at least not on video, because they hit a little too close to home, and Megan, who is our primary animal caretaker here on the farm, has not wanted to talk about it because it's just, she still just has a hard time with it. So we did a video where we had the spotted Nubian born. We had named her Lainey. We ended up losing her, I guess it's been a couple of months ago now, and what we think happened was she had a bout of pneumonia, and we were treating her, and I don't know, they ended up, Megan and Heather at Sage and Stone Homestead ended up performing a necropsy on her to figure out maybe what was wrong, and she looked totally healthy, but the best we can tell is that was during a really hot spell, and her body was just not quite ready to deal with some of that heat, because she'd been fighting off that infection. And I mean, I guess it's a good thing if I guess it can be a good thing. You're not fighting worms or something else that could be spread. It's just, you know, about a pneumonia. It happens. You can treat it, but coupled with, I guess, the extreme heat and whatever, I don't know. There seemed to be nothing wrong with her when they dug into it, and it stinks because we had high hopes for that goat. We were trying to move toward, in my mind, we're trying to move toward a more Nubian-focused goat herd, because the volume of milk they produce, they eat a lot more, which some people might not enjoy as much, but we have a lot of pasture and a lot of grass that needs to be eaten, and the goats, what we have, especially the small ones, just don't put enough of a dent in it. So we had high hopes for her and big plans, and of course that just that got taken away from us without, I mean, we did our best, right? And then the other goat we lost was little Ricky, which was, I would consider him a miracle. He was born weighing, I think, just over a pound, or maybe not even a pound. I mean, he was so small, and Megan did everything in her power to keep that little baby alive, because the mama, who's a first-time mom, was not paying him any attention, and that goat became a pet, and he was going to be a pet. And I don't even remember if he was fighting coccidia or whatever it may have been, but being the runt, and an extreme run at that, he was always going to have an uphill road. And I think what we just, maybe we took it for granted that once we get to a point, it would be okay, and it just wasn't. And we really hate it too. And both of those, and I have videos on my phone, of course, where we do content creation here. I have videos and videos and videos and videos that I just keep for whatever. And there is a block of time where every video is Lainey and Ricky, every one of them. And you think, like, wow, I almost hate to even use any of those because they're not here anymore, which stinks because, you know, videos are fun, and boy, those boy goats are tearing the barn apart in there. We're going to take care of them in just a minute. But it stinks because we did have kind of a crummy summer with that, and we lost a couple of our household pets. You know, we lost a dog, we lost 2 cats now this year. So it's been kind of a, it's stunk. I mean, really, it stinks. And sometimes farm life just stinks, and we're glad to be doing it, because even when it's not fun, even the hard days, I think, are worthwhile. They teach us things that we can learn. We learn how to deal with loss. We learn how to persevere through adversity, and I do consider it a blessing to be out here taking care of the creation that God's made. So even through the hard things, you know, we do feel blessed to be doing what we're doing. Even it can be challenging, and some days definitely stink. maybe some seasons even stink, but the old cliche, it is what it is. But, you know, sometimes that's just the way things go. Belle is climbing my fence that I just put up. Belle, get down. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Get down. Get down. I've spent hours out here working this morning, and that goat's about to put me to shame anyway. Okay, she got down. Holy girl, me and you gonna have a serious disagreement. Goats, I'm telling you. If there's anything, they are menaces, and that's okay because we do love them. But doggone it, they may make life hard sometimes. All right, the boys are screaming at me. Let's get them taken care of. To keep these boys in, I'm setting my poly wire up at 12 and 18 inches. I'm going to do 2 strands to keep them in. I would say this is probably a gamble. I am betting on their good behavior. Honestly, we do have pretty good luck out of these boys, not trying to get out of too much. They seem to be pretty well mannered. This fence, when it's on, is really hot, and so yeah, like I said, it's probably a gamble, but it's one I don't really mind taking. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and we'll figure something else out. But for now, it's what we're going with. So if I were an NFL coach, I would say that the status of this fence going into the weekend is questionable. I have no idea if this is going to hold up or not. There are definitely some weak spots. Like right here, I only have one insulator on that post right there. And is that going to work? Probably not. They seem to be respecting it so far, which is probably all I can ask for. But anyway, the goats seem to be happy. I'm glad this is done. I'm gonna go find something else to do for the rest of what feels like it's been a haphazard morning so far, but that's all right. We're gonna have beef in the freezer in another couple of weeks. Super excited about that. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all be safe. See y'all soon.